morning to this wonderful second conference of the European Asbestos Forum. I'm so glad to see you here all. Thank you very much for coming.
There is still a need for, sharing knowledge and interpretation on asbestos risks.
Today I should like to discuss with you the fact that there are very different takes on asbestos.
In the Netherlands alone, there are about 3 million homes in private ownership from before 1994. And there might be a possible asbestos exposure for their owners and inhabitants.
In order to be dangerous, this fiber has to penetrate deep into the lungs. And penetration deep into the lungs depends on the dimensions of the fiber.
I'm just an ordinary woman who married at 18 and washed my husband's clothes as he came home from work at the Chatham Dockyard as a shipwright. I didn't know the powder on Ray's clothes was anything other than dust brought home from his work. I shook his clothes and then just put them in the washing machine. 2009, 48 years later, I find I have mesothelioma and a death sentence. They led me to believe I had 3 months to live.
Anybody unlucky enough to have been exposed to asbestos in that journey could very well pay the price. And that price could be becoming a victim suffering from mesothelioma, or the one who becomes a carer for that victim.
Let's start talking to the ordinary person, because it's the ordinary person we've got to get through to.
We see that there's another way of thinking about asbestos removal. Normally, they plan it when a mutation moment is. Now, maybe we can do it in a plan.
Where can asbestos be found in a home? Well, everywhere. In my street, there's probably about 100 houses and it'll be in 99 of them.
What people do not know is that everyone breathes in a low number of asbestos fibers every day. And it's the concentration and the time that makes the risk higher.
If something goes wrong, the regulators assess whether we've done all that we could have done to avoid the problem. The regulations therefore harness the imagination of every employer to innovate to control risk rather than set a specific standard to achieve.
Talking and thinking about asbestos is hitting 8 out of 10 of these major risks seen by 1,400 CFOs. So we are really talking about an important issue here.
More and more environmental issues like pollutants in properties, and pollutants, if you think about pollutants in properties, you have to think about asbestos, of course.
We have a set of upper and lower limits of hazardous materials in Denmark. In Netherlands is some other values that counts in. In Germany, some other values again. In England, some other values again.
A major city, Christchurch was never considered an earthquake risk. No earthquake management plans were in place. The first responders did not have a plan to ensure their long-term health. I firmly believe in 20, 30, 40 years' time, we're going to see a massive rise in asbestos-related deaths attributed to the removal techniques and to the problems. You saw the dust cloud. You saw how much damage was done.
Many of our buildings, as I said earlier, do have asbestos-containing materials in. So it's important that we've got the competence at that sort of basic level of all of our people, that they know exactly what to do and how quickly to do it.
For her outstanding achievements and her selflessness in raising awareness of the dangers of asbestos, we want to present the European Asbestos Forum Award to Mavis Nye.